The Great One's Future by ParadexTM 21 Angel Frey Pav. Don't own this picture, and by the way, Frey sure is a mommy, isn't she? Frey Pav. The universe that my husband Rimuru Tempest gave me to look over was a paradise, even more than the cardinal world from where I recently have felt my husband's aura. Actually, I might be the only one who could feel his aura because this universe is the one that is the closest to where the cardinal world is. Frey-sama, are you sure that you don't want a massage from us? One of my subordinates asked while I was sitting on my couch out of fluffy feathers. Didn't I explain to you that only my husband is allowed to touch me? I said, smiling as I thought of the possibility that he would call me soon. The harpies that evolved all into a demon god like being looked at me with a pity look. It irritated me. What is it? I asked. Ehem. Freya-sama, that's what you have been told us for thousands of years, one of them said. Isn't that what I as a good wife should say? I asked. Sure, one of the harpies replied while massaging my wings. It sure is a great feeling, and it's what I ordered them to do since they lived on the cardinal world. They're experts in messages, hee. Anyways, touch my body once more and I'll kill you, I said in a sharp tone as one of them reached to my body and not wings. Since I've been here and became my husband's subordinate, I have evolved countless times. I couldn't even tell you what race I am right now, something with the Valkyrie goddess. I forgot the rest after all, it sounds trashy. Anyways, with my new skills I gained the full control of not only the wind but the gravity and weather as well as some crazy stuff that I would probably never use. Those things in combination with my husband's turn null energy. I was trying to explain what my universe looks like, right? There are worlds that are only the best out of flying islands. It's cool and perfect for his harpies. Well, I was treated like a goddess everywhere in this universe. And then the day came. Saya Pav. This is just too much information. I said I was exhausted with headaches. I feel not only out of place but these two are flirting with each other. It's making me somehow angry. Peeved. How about drinking some of your tea? You haven't touched it yet, Rimuru said with a smile on his face. How can I withstand a smile from a goddess? Well, then, I stuttered and began to sip on my tea. Then suddenly I felt magicules rushing into my body and the headaches slowly faded away. What is that? Well, this tea has been in my personal space for quite some time. I call it Osicha. A nice name, isn't it? Damn. Oh, say what? I don't know what that means. I panicked and then started to laugh awkwardly. Haha. Indeed a good name, I said, sweating he would see through me. Right, Rimuru said with a few nods of his head. How cute. Peeved. Shizu needed to hold in her laughter. She probably didn't want to expose me. I knew that she knew. I can see it in her eyes. So then I wanted to talk about Frey. Is she coming back? I asked, curious if he knows her the best after all. Well, I said that you should call her, remember? Rimuru said, putting down his cup. You did. But, at that moment I felt massive magicules coming from above. I was so surprised that I couldn't finish my sentence. They felt familiar and yet I didn't know what or who it was until she descended like an angel, Rimuru said, finishing my thoughts as he looked up in the sky. Then a human with skin that could rival Rimuru and white golden feathers was standing next to me. Alone her presence crushed my defensive barriers into tiny pieces like it was nothing. Who was that? She has wings like a harpy but a human body? Without claws? No way is she? Era, I see that little fire came first, so it was indeed you? The woman said while looking at Shizu. Shizu stood up and walked to the woman with an unemotional face. Are they gonna fight? But then suddenly she smiled and hugged her. Welcome back, Frey. Your feathers are even more beautiful than before. I wonder if they are more fluffy. No, you're just gonna burn them again, you idiot. Husband, help, Frey said. Fufu, you two are still the same, huh? Rimuru said, and I could see he was enjoying the view in front of him while I couldn't even say a word because of the pressure. But finally, I can see our true queen. Frey Pav. Seriously, Shizu is the same as ever. Well, I don't hate it. It's just that if she gets too comfortable and lets herself go, she always causes trouble with her fire ability. But I was happy to see him again. He was even more appealing than before. I saw that you have a new place, husband. At least it is built on a mountain. More exactly Vulcan, but I don't care about it. It has a accepting height here, I said. Well, you were here for a few seconds and what are you talking about again? Right height, how about hugging your husband? Rimuru answered with a smile on his face while Shizu let me go and sat down on her chair again while pouting heavenly. I then walked to my husband and gave him a hug. I missed HMPF. Before I could say anything he kissed me. What have I longed for? An easy life? Living in paradise? No. I just longed for his affection. What a pity that he doesn't have his cute bat wings out. We then parted after a few seconds. I would like to continue this, but you should first hide your presence to a point where it is comfortable for our guest here, Rimuru said, and that was the first time I looked at the harpy and did what Rimuru said. The moment I did that, the harpy suddenly jumped off her chair, flying towards me, crying and hugging me. Mama, she shouted many times, and then I remembered who she was. Rimuru and Shizu looked at each other before shouting, eh? And Shizu added, why do you have children with everyone besides me, Rimuru? Eh? That's what you were thinking about in this situation, hey? Rimuru shouted back, and it was quite funny seeing them like that. Don't worry, little fire. We harpies only need the magicules of a male stronger than us to be able to hatch eggs. We usually don't have this kind of way. Though we could. I said, shy and blushed. Wow. Stop. That's enough, let us sit down all together, Rimuru said inside, relieved as everyone, even Saya, calmed down. Rimuru Pav, you sure a dense master, Seal said while there was a lot of chaos going on in my lovely garden. Seal don't know yaw? You can lecture me later on, I said, stressed. HMPF, wow. Stop, stoop. That's enough, let us sat down all together, I said, and to my surprise it worked. The first time I could stop something like this on my own. What does this mean, Seal, huh? I definitely felt something right now, I asked. Nothing, master. It's your imagination, she answered. I then looked at Frey, who was blushing. Cute, stop. I then looked at Saya as she was sitting on Frey's lap. Ha, how jealous I am. Stop, Rimuru. So, those stronger magicules were for me? I asked Frey. Sorry, it was Saya that answered. I knew that you were my father, but I was just too scared of you, and then there was that thing with your date and… Oh, so you were on a date, MHH, husband? Frey asked with a smile on her face. Yes, he was with me. We visited that old Yum's empire, it was quite fun, and also seeing his grand X10 children was nice, Shizu said, and then added, we were shopping too. Oh, Shizu, stop filling fuel into the fire pond. I thought, and slowly looked at Frey, her scary aura grew even stronger. Why did I have to be together with so many Shunas? Someday I'm gonna die because of that, I thought, and tried to smile. How about we go on a date too, Frey? I asked. Her aura disappeared and a satisfied smile was seen on her face. How about going with our daughter? Frey asked, smiling. Grr, wait, was that Ranga? Of course it was not. Ranga was lying in the shadow of the tree and took a nap. It was Shizu, I sighed. Please calm down, you two, we do have a lot of stuff after all. We need to build up Tempest again, I said. At that moment everyone calmed down and got serious. Haha, I am genie, it worked, good save, Rimuru. What happened with Tempest? Although there was no one anymore and we left our children behind in our territories. But Tempest should have been safe. Who would have dared to attack it? Frey asked. It wasn't attacked, it's just the nature that took back what belonged to her, I said, calming Frey down. I see. Is that why you asked me to come back? Frey asked. I nodded, honestly yes, and because Saya. I mean our daughter wanted to talk to you, I said, and looked at them. Frey was patting her head and Saya seemingly enjoyed it to the point that she didn't even cared about something else. Era, look at her, she is still a child despite her age, Frey said, smiling as she said that. Somehow my non-existent heart warmed up. Isn't that what you wanted? I said, smiling a little. Seems like I've been caught. Well, I didn't expect her to be the next queen and a demon lord at that. But I am happy that she walked the same way I did, and that even better. In any other way she would have been dead already without seeing me once, Frey explained. Ehem. Anyways, Shizu interrupted. You have decided to do it? She asked me. Alright, I talked about it with her, I thought, and then nodded. I've decided to do it. Then what are you planning? Do you want to call them all back now? It will surely cause chaos in the Cardina world. And what about Black Castle? Shizu said. Foo-foo. I said, smiling. Listen. I plan to use Frey's gravity control skill to make Tempest and a part of the forest fly in the sky. Black Castle will be ruled by Cerberus, and here will be the only portal that is connected with Tempest. Uh, you sure have planned something there, Shizu said, looking like she had lost her sanity. Of course it is way more complicated. For example, we need a good barrier around the flying island, as well as Tempest must be built completely new. Then I played to use different layers in the night. The castle is the highest, of course. By the way, I should send a message to the elves, I said. Elves? Frey asked. Yep. They promised their help in building up Tempest. If I ever want to, and they were the ones to guard the ruins, I explained. How about we summon the elves back to the Cardinal World then? Shizu asked. You mean El-chan, Ellen and that idiotic father? I said, thinking out loud. I will think about it when the time comes. You are the right husband, Frey said, and somehow I had a bad feeling. After all, we need to go on a date first, she said, smiling. Hi, I'll arrange it immediately, Cerberus Pav. Seriously. What did that idiot think of coming here and talking such nonsense? She should have left the castle while Rimuru-sama was out on the date with Shizu-sama. What should I do if she dies? Tea time is the most sacred thing for Rimuru-sama. Is there even a chance for her to survive? I warned her with thought communication as I served the tea, but I felt enormous pressure a few minutes ago. I was restless walking down the hallways of Black Castle. After all, Seiya is my best friend. Maybe a bit more than that. I can't lose her, but then I received a thought communication. Cerberus, move your ass here. Right now. Shit. What did she do? I teleported immediately and kneeled down in front of Rimuru-sama. I am terribly sorry, my queen, please forgive Seiya if she had angered you in any way, I said. Huh? What makes you think my daughter did anything wrong? Rimuru said, surprised. At that moment I saw my whole life flashing in front of me. I am dead, daughter. And I even treated her badly. I slowly turned my head back to Seiya, seeing her being like a child in another woman's embrace. She looked at me with a smile that said, I'll pay you back 1,000-fold. I looked at her with a pleading face to not say anything. Father, when I am honest. Cerberus has dumped her work as a demon lord always on me, Seiya said. How can why? I said to her, but was interrupted. I see, so you let my daughter work endlessly, Rimuru asked, and his aura pressed me into the ground. I'll think of a punishment later on. Now go and prepare the carriage for my leave. Tell my daughter Rosie that she has the authority for Black Castle while I am away. It seems like she know more about ruling than you do, Rimuru said. I understand, my queen, I said while feeling disappointed about myself. I've let down Rimuru-sama's expectations on me. I deserve to be sent back to the demon realm.